Hello everyone. We all know that conversions like from kilometer to meter, gram to kilogram, minute to second or to hour, these conversions are very simple provided you know the scale. But what if you have the combination of the two? Like here we have 2.7 gram per cubic centimeter and we asked to convert it to kilogram per cubic meter. While here we have 37.6 kilometer per hour and we would like to convert it to meter per second. So for those that are familiar with the conversion, they can go ahead and multiply this by 1000 and the result will be in kilogram per meter cube. But we're not going to do that. Instead, let's do that step by step. What this means is every 2.7 gram, there is 1 centimeter cube of something. Okay, this is a unit for density. So you can write it as a fraction, 2.7 gram divided by 1 centimeter cube. This is exactly what this means. So we are going to convert this separately and this separately. So what is the unit? You should know that every 1000 gram is equivalent to 1 kilogram. Yes, this is the conversion. Since we have gram here, you can make gram the subject by dividing both sides by 1000. So every 1 gram is now equivalent to 1 kilogram divided by what? 1000. Yes, these are equivalent. But we have 2.7 here. So we can multiply this by 2.7. You multiply that by 2.7 as well. Or you can look at this as 27 times 1 gram. So every 1 gram is this. So you remove this G and replace it with what? 1 kg divided by 1000. All the same. You can either multiply both sides by 2.7 directly here, or you remove G here, which is equivalent to 1G, and replace it with 1 kg divided by 1000. So we are done with this one. What about this? We know that every 100 centimeter is equivalent to 1 meter. So raise this to the power of 3, because what we have here is to the power of 3. And also raise this to the power of 3. This is going to give us 1 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. cm also will take power of 3. cm cube. This is the same thing as 1 to the power of 3 is still 1. M to the power of 3 is m to the power of 3. Can you see the conversion? And since we have 1 cm here, let's divide this every side by 1 million. So it implies that every 1 centimeter cube is equivalent to 1 meter cube divided by 1 million. Yes, exactly. So let's replace what we have here. This is equal to, where I have G, 1G, I'm going to replace it with that. So I have 2.7 multiplied by what? 1 kg divided by 1000. Yes. You divide by, instead of 1 cm cube, which we have here, replace it with that one. So you have 1 divided by 1 meter cube divided by 1 million. You know, dividing is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So this is the same thing as, this time this will be 2.7 kg divided by what? 1000. Then you multiply, you take reciprocal of this. So the 1 million will go up. 1 million. Then 1 cubic meter will come down. So if you take away all these 3 zeros with these 3 zeros, you can see that we have only 2.7 kg over 1 meter cube times 1000. This is why I said those that are familiar with the conversion can go ahead and multiply by 1000. So this is equal to, if you multiply 2.7 by 1000, it is going to be 2700. So we have 2700. Unit, kilogram per cubic meter. Kilogram per cubic. What's this? Cubic meter. And we are done. Let's go to the next one. But please permit me to take this down. If you want to look at it, you can reverse the video. I think let me do the conversion here, then do the work in here. Let's take this down again. We have seen that. Let me just write the answer. This is 2700, right? Kilogram per meter cube. So the conversion, let's start with kilometer to meter. Kilometer to meter are every 1000 meter, right? Every 1000 meter will give us 1 kilometer. We are done with this one already because I have 37.6 kilometers. So you can look at it as 37.6 times 1 kilometer. Instead of this 1 kilometer, I replace it with 1000 meter and you're done. Then for hour, 1 single hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. But we are not going to minutes, we are going to what? Seconds. To convert from hour to minute, you multiply hour by 60. You multiply minute by 60, it will take you to seconds. So this is 60 times 60 is 3600 seconds. All right. So instead of this 1 hour, because this is how it is going to be, 37.6 kilometer per 1 hour. That is what it means. So we already have 1 hour being 3600 seconds. Then this 1 kilometer will be replaced by 1000 meter. So this is equal to 37.6. Instead of this, we're going to write 1000. So times 1000 meter divide by, instead of 1 hour, you write 3600 seconds. These two zeros will take care of these two zeros. So to the top, we have 376 meter, right? Because this 10 is going to shift this decimal to the right. To the bottom, you have what? 36. Still, I need my calculator. Let me do that real quick. 376 divides 36. 10.44444. Let's just write it as 10.4. So we have 10.4 meter per second. Yes. So these are the conversions. Very simple, right?